Alright, and welcome back. And today, I'm going to be talking about a discussion that I used to search on YouTube a lot, and I like this topic, so I thought I'd give my 2 cents. And that topic is 90s gaming versus modern gaming. Now, I am a 90s kid. I mean, I grew up in 1989, but I consider myself a 90s. I wish I was an 80s, but that's off topic. Alright, so 90s gaming versus modern gaming. I remember when I was a kid, just popping in a game on the Sega or something like that, or N64, Game Boy. The game loads up and you play it. It was complete or incomplete. You never knew what you're gonna get, but if it was complete, you'd have to worry about no DLC or anything. Modern gaming. I love it to death. Modern gaming is awesome. I love the Switch, and the PS4 and everything. However, it just sucks that every game that is good, usually really good, there's some type of update or DLC. The game comes incomplete. And just installing the game onto the system. That's one thing. I understand it. I looked it up. It helps the load of the game, like load times. But it just sucks. At least I think it sucks. Like, I have a big stack of PS4 games, big stack of Xbox One when I did, and you can't play them all. You have to delete one game to play another game. I know, ADD, you should only play like one game at a time, but that's just how I like to play my games. I like to just put the game in, play it, play another game, etc., etc. Same thing. Now, old days, you could have a giant, or not the old days, the 90s. The 90s, you could have a giant stack of games. You just put in and play as many games as you want. You don't have to worry about, I don't have enough space. I have to worry about installing all these games, updating the game so I get the full game. You don't have to worry about that. You just put it in, play, and enjoy. Now that's what I think. I want to know, what do you guys think? Do you guys prefer the way that the 90s, early 2000s, or the modern gaming that we have now? I mean, I prefer the modern gaming that we have now. It's amazing. But I do miss certain things from modern games. I mean, modern games. I just woke up. 90s games. And it seemed like 90s games had more, I'd say, vibrant, colorful games. I love colorful, vibrant games. And there were a lot of the same type of games. I mean, there weren't a lot, but side scrollers, and platformers, puzzle games, fighting games. We have more genres now. But we don't use all those genres now. Like, the majority of genres that I see that are on the systems these days, other than like Nintendo, is like first-person shooters, or just a lot of first-person games. What are those? Sandbox open games. Those games are great, but there's too many of them. It's like all the same. I mean, the 90s had that problem too. There were a lot of side scrollers, a lot of platformers, but they had like cool IPs with them, which made it cool. It's like, I don't know if that would work now. I mean, a lot of those games back then weren't good either, but like whenever a cartoon had a show or a movie we had a movie type of game to go with it. Like, we don't have those cartoon type games anymore. Like, there's no more, like, I mean, I can say there's no more, but I swear every Disney show had a game. Every Nickelodeon show had a game. And it was, I mean, I had fun with them. Some of them weren't good, but I had fun with them. We don't get those kind of games no more. I mean, I understand why, because some of them were just trash, but some of them were really good. And I don't know, like, I think people have this thing with video games where they think like video games should only, video games are for kids, but they're also for adults. But people get this thing where like, if you like to play kiddie games and stuff like that, that there's something wrong with you, or I don't know. It's like, no, I don't think there's anything wrong with you. It's like, what's wrong with reliving, you know, for like an hour or two, just reliving your childhood or just being a kid? Like, being an adult sometimes is very stressful, you know, like paying bills and making responsible decisions, tough decisions. It's like, what's wrong with just putting in a game and playing it for like an hour and just being your inner kid again? Like, what's wrong with, like, I'm gonna get an example. What's wrong with playing games like, focus. Oh, it's not focusing. My camera's being stupid. Mario Party on a 3DS. What's wrong with playing that for like an hour or something? There's nothing wrong with that. You want to get your brain away from thinking so hard. At least that's what I do for video games sometimes. What's wrong with Animal Crossing? You know, that could be for adults or kids, but you know, it's very kid-like. You know, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. And then Pokemon Rumble Blast. What's wrong with that? Nothing. And I feel like the 90s had more games like that. Well, I mean, that's because that's what the demographic. But I mean, no, it wasn't, because they were trying to like be more adult-like. But they had a lot of those kind of games where like they were for kids and adults. I mean, the PlayStation 4, PS5, whatever, Switch has a lot of kiddie games and stuff. But people get this thing with like, oh, you're a grown-ass adult playing this kiddie game. So what? People, grown adults watch Disney movies and stuff. Same thing. It's just you're interacting with it. And I think, you know, that's what I loved about 90s gaming. They had more games like that. Like you could be an adult and you could be playing, let's get an example, Looney Tunes or DuckTales and Mickey Mouse games, stuff like that. You know, it was cool. And you didn't have to download anything. You got the game, you played it. Like, this is one thing I can't stand sometimes. It's aggravating. It's like, I'll come home, long day of work, I'm stressed. I want to just have some fun. Buy a game, pop it in. You can play the game, I guess, but you have to install it, you gotta wait a little bit, and then you have to update it. And if you don't update it, you don't get certain features. And it's like, why you do that? And then certain, like a fighting game, like you see the characters in the background, but you can't play with them. You gotta purchase them. Like, I just spent $60 on this game, or $50 on this game. Back then, you paid $60. You got all the characters, and if you didn't, you played the game and you unlocked them. Why can't they do that anymore? Why can't they just have a game and you just unlock the stuff? I know I'm ranting now. I gotta stop ranting. All right, and it's not about me. This is about you guys. What era did you prefer? 90s era or modern era? No wrong answers here. Even I can't give an answer. I mean, I can give an answer, but it's not a complete answer. It's a mix of both. I just want to know what you guys think. If you love the 90s better, say it. If you like modern, say it. Whatever era you like, there's nothing wrong. I just want to get a good discussion going. Those are the kind of videos I love to make, as you guys know. And I'm very passionate about this topic also. I watch videos about it all the time. So yeah, so I'm going to end the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. You know, I really would like to know your answers. Even a video response. I love seeing these kind of videos. 90s era versus modern. I need to see more of those on YouTube. So if you guys are willing to make them, make them. But yeah, as always, I'll see you guys next time.